Well, good afternoon, everyone. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana Weather, bringing you a quick video update today, sponsored by High Voltage Mobile DJ Service. You can contact Nathan at 630-9465. Visit him on the web at djhighvoltage.com. Tell him Southern Indiana Weather sent you. All right, just a short update today. I'll do a longer one a little bit later tonight after we've got some better data processed. Right now, the models are absolutely all over the place with this storm, and that's because it's just now arriving on shore. Here's the center of the low pressure over California right now, and you can see it's an absolute mean looking storm system. In fact, if we were just to put the surface, if we were just to take a look and put the surface pressure on it, you'd see this thing is a 976 millibar pressure, and that's certainly hurricane strength pressure. Now, it's not necessarily hurricane strength wind with this, but certainly hurricane strength pressure coming along with this. And this is a monster storm, and it will partially move onshore tonight. It's already partially onshore. Its outer bands are already in. This will be partially on shore when we're sampling here at our 7 p.m. mode tonight when the next model's initialize, and then by tomorrow morning it'll be fully onshore. Hopefully by then we'll get a better idea. As it stands right now, though, it looks like ice and snow still are the primary threats for us. For that reason, all of us are underneath of a winter storm watch from the National Weather Service now. I fully do expect this will be upgraded to a winter storm warning either overnight tonight or very early tomorrow morning. This looks like an event that will start on Saturday night into Sunday morning over hours, so it looks like an absolute mess around here by the time sunrise Sunday morning. Church services are certainly in danger of being canceled, I would think, on Sunday morning at this point. Now, the models are all over the place on this, unfortunately, but the one that has been the most consistent throughout this has been the GFS, which is surprising. Oftentimes we give the GFS kind of a hard time because usually the Euro just far absolutely excels it, but the Euro has been an absolute flip-flop through this, and the Canadian has been a flip-flop through this. The GFS has stuck on one idea and has virtually ran with it the entire time, and has been pretty impressive and really pretty surprising at the same time. So let me just go ahead and show you the GFS again and give you an idea where we stand, and then we'll go into a little bit later, more of an update later on tonight after everything is processed, and hopefully we'll have a better handle on the situation. We're going to start out at 1 a.m. on Saturday night, Sunday morning. This is when the lead wave of everything would begin in. Now, the GFS has us below freezing by this time. Now, we're going to get up to about 50 on Saturday, so there is a remote possibility that certainly the GFS could be wrong and we're still not going below freezing until later on Saturday night. I think that's still a distinct possibility that we could start out as some rain rather than freezing rain right away. And GFS says freezing rain right off the bat, so we'll have to see whether that holds true or not. Again, I do think that we could start off as rain, but I think we're going to go quickly to freezing rain during the overnight hours at some time. It starts us off as freezing rain, and then as you go through the day, by 7 a.m. on Sunday morning, it changes over to this orange color over southern Indiana, which is your sleet. And so we're coming into cooling down the atmosphere a little bit more, and we go away from more of a freezing rain threat into a sleet threat, which would be good, because the less freezing rain we have, the less ice accumulations we'll see on trees and power lines. The difference, if you don't know, between freezing rain and sleet, freezing rain is just regular rain that falls from the sky. However, we're below freezing at the surface, so it freezes on contact. Whenever you see sort of a light glaze of ice over everything, that's from freezing rain. Sleet is basically small ice pellets that fall from the sky. So if you think of it as what hail is during a thunderstorm, that's sort of what sleet is. Sleet is sort of like hail during the winter seasons for winter storms. It's just small ice pellets. Now, obviously, ice pellets are going to be much better off for us than what the freezing rain is. That's just the bottom line. Ice pellets aren't going to stick to the power lines like freezing rain will. So this would be a good setup for us. Think right now, with the way the models are looking, we could easily see an inch of sleet accumulation and up to a quarter inch or more of freezing rain accumulation over southern Indiana. Now, Kentucky looks through these models to be absolutely hammered with some very significant totals. It looks like there are some places in Kentucky that could be hammered with a half inch, even upwards of 3/4 of an inch of freezing rain with this. We'll see whether this holds. To be fair, some models want to give that heavy precip, the heavy freezing rain threat over southern Indiana, but Those are the models that have honestly been flip-flopping back and forth, and the GFS has been the most consistent with putting us right on that line, and over the past 2 days it has really suppressed that further to the south, so I'm leaning more towards that solution at the current time, as is the National Weather Service as well. As you go throughout the day, here's 1 o'clock on Sunday, still under that sleet threat, but you've got the snow starting to transition. And then as you build in and towards Sunday night, it's becoming more of an all-snow threat with some sleet mixing in with the snow. I think we could end up getting some significant snow accumulations out of this as well as the sleet accumulations. I think the later you go in the night, the more this is going to be a snow threat for us. Here's what the GFS says as far as snow accumulations, and you can see it's pretty significant throughout the storm. I think this is a bit overdone, especially for Kentucky. There's no way you're getting 10 inches of snow down in Kentucky. I don't buy that in the slightest, because you're going to have more of a freezing of a rain threat. So I think the model is a little bit off there, but certainly I think there's going to be some pockets where we could end up with 3 to 6 inches of snow over southern Indiana at this point. I think that's very viable. 1 to 3 probably is a very reasonable number at the least, but 3 to 6 could be easily achievable over southern Indiana if this colder solution takes to the place. So that's sort of where the models stand on it right now. Now we'll wait for some other models to process tonight and see if we can get some better consensus on this. But again, the GFS has been the most consistent. I want to show you this real quick as well, and then I'll finish up. Here is what the National Weather Service in Louisville is saying as far as ice and snow accumulations, just to give you an idea. This is their preliminary thinking. This is not my official forecast yet, but I show it to you because they're a respectable agency who I trust. And they're putting, basically 1/4 inch of ice or more. That's what the plus sign is over southern Indiana. And I would agree with that. The heavier ice threat towards the southern part of the area across the river into northern Kentucky. Snow-wise, they also say 3 to 6 inches plus for southern Indiana as well. We'll fine-tune those numbers as we go. All right. Unfortunately, with this storm just being off of the coast of California, and if we just pull it out here it is. Again, once it gets sampled by our upper air network tomorrow, we'll be able to get a better idea on how things are going to happen with it. But hopefully by tonight, again, it'll at least be partially sampled at our 0Z runs tonight. 0Z is at 7 p.m. So hopefully by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock tonight, as I'm up, and we'll be updating the forecast, looking at things again, we'll start to get a better handle on this. Do look for winter storm warnings to be issued with this tonight, though, and as far as what we can expect from totals, do expect that these will change tomorrow, so we'll have to see how they go from here. All right, that is it for this update. I'll have hopefully a longer update a little bit later tonight whenever we have some better data. It'll probably be later tonight for you night owls. It'll probably be after 10, 11 o'clock tonight before I do another one of those updates, simply because I'm waiting for that good data. All right, that's it for now. For Southern Indiana weather, I'm meteorologist Michael Wilhite. Be sure to go to southernindianaweather.com to get your updated 7-day forecast. And again, if you're up with me later tonight, look for another one of these videos out later tonight. Take care.